Hey y'all, grown black folks talk. Just a brief conversation about audacity versus just rights. The audacity. I heard something in politics yesterday, and I thought it was very instructive about the nature of men who would oppress. Now, I'm talking about Senator Lindsey Graham referring to President Donald Trump, who is understandably upset that the FBI has raided his home and is looking for different things. But it was what Lindsey Graham said about it that spurred a thought. Now, if he wasn't thinking about running for president before, he's sure to run for president now. Okay, so you look at the line that the Republicans are taking, that this is political persecution, that Joe Biden, the whole sitting president of the United States, let that happen just to keep Donald Trump from running, and that he's going to run so he can claim political persecution and hopefully win so he can avoid prosecution. The audacity. The audacity. The audacity of President Trump and the party he leads. And that the lives of 350 million souls and their need to govern themselves and have proper representatives can be reduced to two old men's foolishness. And one of them trying to avoid jail time, but that's about 1,000 things out there about him. And I thought about this and I thought, okay, this explains a lot. Understand this, folks, about the nature of men and even some women, because we're all human. It doesn't manifest itself in you women like this as often, but sometimes you do see it. People like this, men in particular, who are oppressors, are in the pursuit of becoming God, but the gap is infinite, which is why the affairs of an entire nation can be dropped into the gap and disappear in their minds, because nothing is valued in that gap except what helps them on their infinite and helpless pursuit of becoming God. This is also why abusers can go from mild verbal abuse of you today and go from taking everything you have, including your life tomorrow, over the course of several tomorrows, because their audacity knows no bounds. Their audacity is aiming at something they can never be, and there's an infinite gap between any human being and God. They ape Satan in this respect, because there's an equally infinite gap, although he starts from the place of being the anointed cherub, but still, that gap is infinite. Doesn't matter where you start, you will never be God. But the audacity of pursuing that and grinding up any and everybody in your way just to do that. The audacity. The audacity. And when grown men think they have a right to live on women in our community, and they're entitled, again, to be able to put her down verbally all the way up to taking their life 4 times a day. The audacity. But let me go to the other side of this. People of this mind will call you audacious and out of order when you insist on your just rights to be a human being, to be free not to have to get involved with these men, to be free to be able to choose who you want in any community that you want of human beings, and to not get involved with anyone if it is your choice. They will consider that audacious and out of pocket. But see, there's a limit here. Black women are insisting on our human rights not to still be considered the slaves of this world. And that's a problem for men who only see us as people to drop into that gap on the pursuit they will never reach. And the reason that this has to be stated this way is because a lot of the black men who are loud and proud online are not as interested in stopping oppression of women as they are getting into the white man's seat. But for that to be their just rights, we're going to have to go ahead and say slavery and genocide was okay. For them to be right. For them to be able to have women to just use up the way some of them feel like they're entitled to that. and tell George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and James Madison the way they set this country up, for them to have all rights and to have slaves in perpetuity, it's cool. That's what it would take. The audacity of a group of men who are our brothers, attempting even to gap the gap to old white slave owners when even they were put down. The audacity of black men assuming that in 2022 they should be able to get back to some other former period in time where they fantasized things were easier for them to dominate women. The audacity. They're not as far from Lindsey Graham and Donald Trump as they like to think they are. It's important for you to know that. Oppressors find it audacious when the oppressed decide it is time for them to be free. How dare we do that? Do it anyway. Do it anyway. Let people misinterpret your right to your freedom. Freedom is audacious in the minds of oppressors. Do it anyway. All right, that's all I got for you. That's all I got for you. Thanks for listening.